Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins, your son is out of the coma. However, his condition is still critical. He has been asking us a question that we're not able to answer. Something about a blue boy?
Blue boy on the shelf. Blue boy in a picture. Blue boy. Now, which blue boy are you talking about? A blue boy in a picture. Blue boy book? The shelf? I don't understand.
Seems as if there's some sort of image that's prominent in his memory. Do you know what this could be about?
Is he talking about that set of books which the volunteers brought to our house a few weeks ago? On the front of the first book, on that cover, is a picture of a blue cowherd boy.
How? He even doesn't know what that book is about.
Mrs. Jenkins, would you be able to bring that book in? If he has retained this image even when his body was at its lowest, it could aid to further his recovery process.
I'll go home right now and get it. Dan, is this the blue boy that you've been talking about?
Yes, that's it. Who is this little blue boy? What is this book about? Well, I've had this image constantly in my mind for the past few days. Help me regain focus and help me concentrate when I feel myself slipping away. Who is he?
This is Lord Krishna. I think that a lot of Hindu people worship him as God. Some devotees came to our house and they told us that everyone can love him, and they left us a whole set of books about him. This was only a few weeks ago.
Who are these volunteers? I want to meet that please. The film is so much. Oh, I need to know.
After a few days, Dan was just discharged from hospital and he asked to be taken to the temple so he could meet someone who could explain more about the book. He was still very weak and was unable to read the book himself. However, Mr. Jenkins invited those same devotees to tell Dan about the book.
Dan, my name is Radha Shamdas, and I gave this set of Srimad Bhagavatam to your parents 3 weeks ago. Within the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna gives an example of a perfect way to spend your last 7 days by someone who is in a situation not too dissimilar to yourself, in the form of Maharaj Parikshit, grandson of the Pandavas. Dan, one day while Maharaj Parikshit was out hunting, as many Kshatriya kings did during that time, he became thirsty and tired. Whilst looking for water, he came across the hermitage of the great sage, Shamik.
Great sage, my name is Maharaj Parikshit, and I am the emperor of this world. I was hunting in these forests and become very thirsty and tired. I'm begging you, give me some water.
But the sage, deep in meditation, was oblivious to the king's request.
Sage, I'm talking to you. My palace is far away from here. Give me some water.
After continuing to ignore the king, Maharaj Parikshit became furious.
Sage, this is the last time. I'm ordering you to give me some water. I'm your king.
Feeling his importance was being neglected, the king's patience was at an end. He took the body of a dead snake and garlanded the sage with it.
Dear sage, this garland is for your hospitality.
Shringi, the young son of the sage Shamik, was playing with his friends when he heard about the incident with the king and his father. Upon hearing this, he became enraged. Taking holy water from the river Koshiki, he cursed the king.
Within the 7 days, the poisonous snake, Takshak, will bite the man who has insulted my father in this way, thus killing him. Ah!
Thus the king was cursed to die within 7 days. But the king saw this as a blessing. He gave away all his riches and his kingdom to his son Janmāṣṭamī. He then became a mendicant and walked to the Ganges river. There he decided to fast and meditate for 7 days until the curse was to take effect. The news of this traveled far and wide, and many great sages along with their disciples came to see the king. The king was grateful for the holy men's presence and bowed upon their arrival. He then asked the sages,
O great sages, my name is Maharaj Parikshit. I was cursed by a Brahman boy to die in 7 days.